Hej, z tej strony Sun i wracamy do Sherlocka Holmesa. Zaczynamy nową sprawę. Afera w Abbey Grange. I co jeszcze nic mi nie wiadomo, dopiero zobaczymy wstęp.
The game is afoot, not a word. Into your clothes and come. I'll wait for you in the sitting room. I've just received a note from Inspector Lestrade, a letter from the suburbs. He is in need of my presence. Whenever he has asked for my assistance, it has always turned out to be entirely justified. I fancy that every one of his cases has found its way into your collection.
Yes, they all seem worthy of...
However, I regret your fatal habit of looking at everything from the point of view of a story instead of a scientific exercise.
Oh, Holmes, you...
I beg your pardon, I digress. It would be much better to examine this letter than to try to convince you.
Będę żałować? Oczywiście.
I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs.
The letter is on the table, Holmes. You should take a look.
Nie pośpieszaj mnie, Watsonie. The Times. Srebrny nóż. Okej. Czas rozpocząć następną sprawę. List leży na stole. Tym?
The letter is on the
Nie,
table,
tu leży
Holmes. You
Watson.
should take...
A wax seal with the monogram E.B. I can tell from Lestrade's handwriting that he was in a hurry when he wrote this letter.
Tak ma bardzo ładne pismo.
The Brackenstall family coat of arms.
Nic nie powiedział o sprawie, czego ona dotyczy.
What is it, Holmes?
Promising, as always, it appears to be a case of murder.
So you believe that Sir Eustace is dead?
I should say so. Lestrade wouldn't have sent for me for less. His writing shows considerable agitation, and he is not an emotional man. These people belong to high society. The quality of the writing paper, the EB monogram, their coat of arms. The crime was committed before midnight.
Holmes, how can you possibly tell?
Well, it is all thanks to Lestrade. He wrote his letter at 3:30 in the morning. Imagine the chain of events before that. The local police had to be called in. Scotland Yard was notified. Lestrade himself had to make haste there, and finally compose the letter he sent to me. All of that makes for a fair night's work.
It makes sense. Lestrade also speaks of the woman he released.
That seems to indicate that she had been held somewhere during the crime. Much time has been wasted. Let us find a cab and go to Abbey Grange immediately. I live in hope of an interesting morning.
Abbey Grange, okej. Można wyruszać. Dosyć ładnie.
Ah, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson, here you are. I'm very glad that you have come, but perhaps I should not have troubled you after all.
And why is that?
Lady Brackenstall has come to her senses, and she has given so clear an account of the affair that there is not much left for us to do. You remember that Lewisham gang of burglars?
What, the three Randalls?
Exactly. The father and two sons. It's their work. They stole a silver service, which is of great value.
Sir Eustace Brackenstall is dead, then?
Yes. His head was knocked in with his own poker.
O
A
kurczę.
violent act of aggression.
Yes, the poor lady. She has had a most dreadful experience. She was assaulted and tied to a chair. But I think that you would best see her and hear her account of the facts. She's in the morning room with her maid to raise a right.
Where is the body of the deceased?
In the dining room. We haven't touched anything.
All right, I'm going to examine it.
Very good, Watson.
Rozejrzyjmy się.
Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
Tutaj chyba nic nie
Lady
będzie.
Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room. Lady Brackenstall awaits you in the morning room.
O, obraz.
Sir Warthen Brackenstall. Lord Brigham Brackenstall. Lord Ramsay Brackenstall. Baron Lyndon Brackenstall.
Sporo tych portretów rodzinnych.
Ladies, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting Inspector Lestrade in this investigation.
Mr. Holmes, I am the wife of Sir Eustace Brackenstall. We were married only a year ago.
I am sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
I suppose that it is no use my attempting to conceal that our marriage has not been a happy one. I fear that all would tell you that, even if I were to attempt to deny it.
Pani twarz to mówi. No, tutaj wiadomo czemu się przyjrzeć. Jeszcze jedna rzecz została. Co to może być? Co? Coś mi się przez sekundę... Jest. Śladę policzki.
Can you describe to me the events of yesterday evening?
Is it really necessary? I have already told Inspector Lestrade all that happened.
Yes, madam, it is.
I will tell you then. Sir Eustace retired about 10:30. I sat in this room until after 11, absorbed in a book. Before I went upstairs, I entered the dining room to fetch a candle and... oh God.
Please, go on.
As I approached the French window, I found myself face to face with an elderly, broad-shouldered man who had just stepped into the room. Close behind the first man, I saw two others. One of them struck me a savage blow with his fist and felled me unconscious to the ground.
And then?
When I came to myself, I found that they had secured me tightly to a dining room chair. It was at that instant my unfortunate husband entered the room.
He fought with the intruders?
Yes, I think he had hurt them, for he was holding his stick. But they were three, and he eventually succumbed. One of them, the elder one, struck him a terrible blow with the poker. I fainted once more. When I opened my eyes, they had withdrawn. Then my brave Teresa came to my assistance.
Już podejrzewam spisek żony na męża.
Did these three villains steal anything?
Yes, I found that they had taken the silver from the sideboard, but you can see for yourself in the dining room.
You mentioned that your marriage was not a happy one. Was there anything specific that was troubling you?
He was not a nice man when he was drunk, and he suffered from dark moods, but nothing else.
The bruises on your hands are at least 1 week old. Your husband caused those bruises?
Oh, do you? Yes, he did. He was very angry at the time. Out of control. Again. Sir Eustace was a drunkard. To be tied to such a man for life is worse than death.
Your ladyship?
Oh, what a horrible...
Przysłuchajmy służkę. Pokojówkę.
Teresa, I would like...
Certainly, sir. As I sat by my bedroom window, I saw 3 men in the moonlight down by the lodge gate. But I thought nothing of it at the time. Oh, if I'd known.
And then?
I went to bed, and it was more than an hour after that I heard my mistress scream. And down I ran, to find her tied to the chair and him on the floor with his head smashed. That's all I know. My mistress is very tired. Can't you allow her to her room?
Czy coś tutaj jest? Stół. Times. Póki co może wysuwam zbyt daleko idące wnioski, ale podejrzewam, że żona to zaplanowała.
Provided by Lady Brackenstall is identical to the one in the Times article.
I współpracowała z tymi włamywaczami. Obraz.
These scratches are most definitely made by the picture frame.
Jeszcze stolik najpierw.
This photograph of Lady Brackenstall and her maid Teresa was taken at a port, but which one?
Więc służka od dawna jest razem z nią, być może również była w to uwikłana.
So the lady and her maid came from Australia a year and...
Okej. Na razie wszystko wskazuje na żonę. Chociaż oczywiście, jak to w Sherlocku, mogę się mylić i wszystko będzie bardziej skomplikowane.
This is Sir Eustace's safe. There... Lady Brackenstall.
No, it is my husband's.
We have to open it. Your ladyship?
My mistress is very tired. Can't you allow her to her room?
Let us try.
Więc wytrychy? Nie, coś nowego.
I only have to pay attention. The dial will vibrate.
Obróć lewo, obróć prawo. O! Drgnęło, okej. Trzeba trochę poklikać, żeby załapało. Jest. Sporo kasy. Facet był alkoholikiem i to już w poważnym stanie.
Antique coins, possibly of value, but they're scattered without care. It is common practice to keep one's valuables in a safe behind a painting. It should not really pose a challenge for a criminal.
Jakieś nowe opcje dialogowe się odblokowały.
Sir Eustace's doctor speaks.
Yes, Sir Eustace was an extremely violent man. A detestable human being, to be more precise. It is true that he once threw a decanter at me, and all because I dared to stand up to him in defence of my mistress. Sly devil. God forgive me that I should speak of him so now that he's dead, but a devil he was. She'd only just arrived in London. Yes, it was her won her with his title and his money and his false London ways. If she made a mistake, she has.
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Co się tutaj pojawiło? Sporo rzeczy. Możliwe. Póki co zaznaczę to. To również, że ich obwiniają. Jeszcze ciała nie widzieliśmy.
What do you know about?
A charming man when sober, but an absolute demon when he was drunk. Why, once he splashed fuel on Lady Brackenstall's dog and set it alight. Another day threw it
The alcohol.
to the point that we were forced to intervene several times to avoid it.
Okej. Przemoc domowa.
The body is still in the dining room where the murder took place.
You should examine the body of Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
So, Watson, what have you learned from examining Sir Eustace's body?
Well, I can confirm that the death was instant. Sir Eustace was facing his attacker when he received the blow to his head. There are no other apparent injuries.
Ale nawet zwykła kobieta, niezbyt silna, może zabić łomem. Jeszcze mamy ogród.
The hunting scene.
Najpierw obejrzyjmy miejsce zbrodni, potem samo ciało.
These wine bottles are expensive and mostly from France. This candlestick is valuable. It is interesting that it was not also stolen.
No właśnie, zbyt wiele rzeczy
An
zostało.
empty silverware box. It appears.
Coś jeszcze się tutaj znajduje?
An em A bottle of wine. The criminals did not thoroughly ransack the house. The hunting
Kolejne sceny polowania, czyli prawdopodobnie albo interesował się myślistwem, albo był sam
This
myśliwym.
door leads to the upstairs bedrooms. A deer hunt. A fur trader's cabin. It appears that the bell rope was cut by someone taller than me. A fur trader's cabin.
Watsonie, przeszkadzasz mi w pracy.
A hunter scene.
Dobra, zostało tylko ciało.
Quite a large stick, a formidable weapon. Barefoot, he had therefore been in bed and did not have time to fully dress. That must be the murder weapon. The head was cracked with the force of the blow. It is covered in blood, so Eustace might have struck his head upon it while falling from the blow. That is one possible explanation.
Mhm. No na wypadek to mi to nie wygląda. No dobrze, to już wszystko w tym odcinku. Jeżeli interesuje Was ta sprawa, zapraszam do następnych. Pozdrawiam, hej.